All right, what is going on, you guys? I just wanted to make a straightforward, to the point video on if you're skinny, how to gain muscle. And I feel like there's a ton of information, and obviously the main thing in the fitness industry is losing body fat. I feel like that's like the main thing that everyone talks about, trying to lose weight, which there probably are more overweight people. I mean, there definitely is this crap food and everything in the US, but there's more obese people in the US probably than skinny people. But that was always my struggle, was I was always super skinny and trying to gain weight and gain muscle. So for a long time, like when I was in high school, it was drink protein, like mass gainer shakes, that type of stuff. And me, that kind of stuff always just messed with my stomach. So I'm going to lay out the steps that I took and what I've figured out over the past 5.5 years for how to gain that weight. So I'll put up a picture of me when I started lifting, like some of my first pictures, and then kind of that process throughout while I was lifting, and I'll kind of mark those points. I'll put some descriptions of when all that was because I can't remember right off the top of my head. But you guys, there's going to be 5 things that you're going to have to lay out and dial in if you're going to try to gain muscle. Now, the protein thing is true. So if you're not getting enough protein in, you're not going to gain muscle. And the reason for that being is basically protein's the building block of muscle. It doesn't matter either if you're trying to lose fat, because if you're not hitting your protein, you're going to lose muscle with your body fat. So you have to hit your protein, calories and protein. And here's the biggest thing, and here was always my issue. Literally, I was not eating enough. And 90% of the time, that's what someone's problem is if they're skinny and they can't get bigger. You are not eating enough food. I can almost guarantee that's probably your problem. If you're in the gym, it doesn't matter if you're even like half-assed in a workout. If you're eating right and you're still half-assed in your workouts, you're gonna get bigger. Now, if you can dial in your workout and you're not eating enough food, you're not gonna get any bigger. Nutrition is literally 90% of the deal. So you have to make sure that you're hitting your calories and protein. And there's a ton of ways out there to figure that out, because obviously you need to be in a surplus if you're gonna try to gain weight or gain muscle or anything like that. So honestly, the easiest way to do that is I use an app. I can link it down below. Apps are just easier for me. MyFitnessPal, I know, that's what I used to use. I use the First Form app. They're kind of the same thing. The First Form one kind of has a lot more stuff integrated into it. But both of those will get you in the ballpark. The biggest thing though is when those apps do give you that, you have to stay consistent with that and then actually see what your weight does, because everyone's body is different. So it's going to give you your calorie goal and everything. You have to stay consistent with that for a week or two and see what your weight does. And then you can see if you need to manually move them up or down. But a good protein goal is to shoot for 1 gram of protein per pound of your body weight. Now, this is going to be a little different. You can never go wrong with eating more protein. I'll just say that. So if you weigh 150 pounds, I should say this differently. If you're skinny, you should eat protein. You should eat the amount of your goal body weight. So say you're 150 and you're trying to get to 190. Eat 190 grams a day. That should be your goal. Your goal body weight, eat that in protein every day, and you just have no exceptions. Hit your calorie goal, hit your protein goal, make sure you're in a surplus. So that's the first step, calories and protein. Second step is obviously going to be resistance training. You need to be lifting weights. Doesn't matter what this is. I would recommend, if you're beginning, 3 times a week. If you try to start, I've seen a lot of people that try to start with more than 3 days a week. It's just too much right off the bat, so it's kind of hard to stay committed to that. So I would say start with 3 days if you're really into it and you're staying very consistent. Bump up. 5 days is ideal. That's going to get, if you can hit every body part twice a week, that's going to be ideal. You can do that with 3 days. It's just a lot more full body stuff. So calories and protein, figure out how you're going to do your resistance training program. Do that at least minimum 3 times a week. Go and lift weights. Next is going to be water. This is a huge thing. Make sure you're drinking. I just tell everyone, drink a gallon of water. That's a good baseline to hit. Get a gallon of water in a day just for health-wise and your body functioning. And make sure also, this was the thing I did for a while, I would just drink the water. Make sure you put some sort of electrolytes in your water, at least with 1 or 2 of those cups of water or whatever a day. Because if you just drink water, you're just going to keep flushing those electrolytes and everything out of your system, and you're going to feel super groggy and stuff. And if you're initially, this is your first time like drinking that much water, you're going to be going to the bathroom constantly throughout the day. So make sure that'll go away right off the bat. You're going to be going to the bathroom a lot, but after that it'll kind of go away and you'll get used to it. So calories and protein, resistance training, water. The next is going to be sleep. And this is something that a lot of people, they can't get right, especially me. 6 to 8 hours of quality sleep. Now, it depends, you guys. A lot of times you'll sleep for 8 hours, but it actually wasn't, you didn't get really any deep quality sleep. And you feel that that's probably what's happening when you're waking up in the morning. You got 8 hours of sleep, but you just still feel tired. And one thing that actually really did help me with sleeping was when I was taking magnesium before I went to sleep and making sure I stayed off my phone and like anything. And if I did, I don't know if blue light glasses actually do something, but I would wear those if I was going to be on my phone or computer. Magnesium tended to really help. I probably should start taking that again. But if you're getting good, really deep sleep, that's important. 6 to 8 hours, shoot for that. So we got calories and protein, resistance training, water, sleep, and the last thing, you guys, is going to make sure you're getting 45 minutes at least of movement in every day. Even if on your not training days, here's a big thing I see a lot of people go wrong with. And you guys, this stuff counts for fat loss or if you're trying to gain muscle. So just keep that in mind. And the biggest thing is you can't just go and train 3 days a week and then not move or go do anything the other 4 days of the week. I mean, that's not even 50% of your week you're going out and lifting. So make sure that you're still getting movement in through the rest of the week. Okay, so those 5 things, if you focus on those and get those dialed in, you're going to reach your goal. It doesn't matter if it's a fat loss or a muscle gain goal. You are going to reach it if you can dial those things in. Now, stuff that specifically helped me out, we're going to go straight to just trying to gain muscle. If you're a skinny guy and you're trying to gain muscle, you need to find calorie-dense or nutrient-dense foods. And I'm not going to lie, you guys, when I started out, to get a lot of calories in, I ate a lot of junk food, and it probably wasn't the healthiest, but it worked and I gained weight. So take that for what you will. But protein shakes were, when you figure out that protein goal and you actually start tracking it and how much you need to get in, it can be really hard to hit. If you hunt like me and you eat wild game, if you eat venison, that has a lot of protein in it, so it makes it a little easier to hit. But you guys, like red meats and stuff, anything that like has a lot of fat in it, that's going to bring your calories up quicker. And you guys, for me, I mean, hitting 4,000 calories is a struggle. Like, you're probably going to have to force feed yourself. That's just the way it's going to be for a while. You're going to get used to it, but just know, you guys, you're not eating enough food. That's why you're not getting bigger. If you're in the gym and you're lifting and you're not getting bigger, you are not eating enough food. That's plain and simple. So make sure you start eating more food. That's really as simple as it gets. I used to, actually, if you go on my social medias, I have a shake that I used to drink every morning, and it's like 1,100 calories. I would drink that every morning, and it helped a ton. It kind of started messing with my stomach, so if you're someone with like a stronger stomach, it'll probably work for you. All I drink now as far as like protein stuff is a post-workout, and it's 40 grams of protein. So that's pretty much as far as like shakes or protein, that's all I really drink. But you guys, I mean, it's not that hard of a game plan. You just got to be able to commit to it, and it's going to be hard either way. It doesn't matter if you're trying to lose fat or you're trying to gain muscle. It's going to be hard. You're going to have to commit to it, and if you're a skinny guy, you're just going to have to eat more food. Eat more food and lift heavy. There's a ton of different training programs. Honestly, whichever one you pick, you're going to get, if you eat enough food, you're going to get stronger and you're going to gain weight. So it's very simple. There's a lot of BS out there. Just be aware of like these transformations, these crazy transformations you see online of these people gaining 30 pounds of muscle in a year or whatever. That's not really realistic, you guys. And a lot of those people are taking supplements, steroids, and it's just not, and they have crazy genetics. I mean, genetics do play a huge role into it, so don't get discouraged if you're not gaining weight like that, like crazy. I mean, 2 pounds or even a pound of muscle a month is a lot. And if you're brand new to the gym, you can start gaining a lot quicker. You're going to plateau once you've been going for a while. But you guys, focus on those things. Trust me, that's what brought me from 140 whatever pounds to 200 pounds. I just had to eat more. That was basically what it was. I had the gym stuff figured out, but it was eating more. So basis of it, eat more food. And you guys, if you want more direction with this type of stuff, this right here, Altane, I just started a newer community. I have a Facebook group that's free if you want to go join it. I'll put the link below. But I just started a community on the app School, if you guys have heard of it. Hermosi is endorsing it, and I think he's like a big investor in it now. But it's super cool. I'm already building up a community for the Altane group in there. And It's going to have a ton of tutorials and stuff on how to, like, action items on how to attack this stuff. It'll have a ton of workout programs in there and everything. So I'll put the link to that first, and then I'll put the Facebook group if you'd like to join that as well. I can put that below. But yeah, it's going to be a really cool thing, and I think it'll help you guys a lot, especially you skinny guys out there that are trying to get bigger. That's like my expertise. That's what I've had to deal with for the past 5 years. I've also had to drop body fat, so for anyone that's trying to do fat loss, it's going to help out for you too. But I hope that video helps out a little bit. If you have any questions, let me know. Comments on here, you can shoot me a message on any of the social media stuff, but let me know if that helped you guys out, or if you want a different video on something else, or more specific even on one of those 5 things that you need to dial in on. Just let me know. Hope you guys have a good day. I'll see you in the next video.